Hello fellow readers and readeresses, and welcome to the 17th installment of The Lord of the Reeds 2, The Two Libraries, The Most Precious TBR game. Today we will select my TBR for November, and I'm in a bit of a pickle because I already have like 4 books I need to fit in the TBR, mostly due to my absolute lack of self-control when it comes to buddy reads and saying no to those, and the fact that I occasionally want to read a specific book for a specific reason. But we'll get there. First, if you're not familiar with The Lord of the Reeds and you wish to become intimately acquainted with it, you can watch this video over here. But in a nutshell, we need to get from here to here by rolling a 12-sided dice as many times as it takes to achieve this goal, and each time we land on a tile, we pick a book to correspond to its prompt. Speaking of which, there are 4 kinds of tiles, starting with the empty tile, which has no prompt, so upon landing on it, I will have to pull one of the prompt cards. There are 100 of those overall, and each of them contains a different Lord of the Rings related reading prompt. Next we have the TBR jar tile, and when I land on it, I will have to pull one of the books from the TBR jar, and if you're curious as to what's inside, you can watch the January TBR video. Then we have the series tile, which when I land on it prompts me to pick one of the series I currently have stuck in progress and continue with it. And last, and definitely least, we have the Dead Marshes tile, upon landing on which I will have to not only go back either to the previous Dead Marshes tile or to the beginning of the game, but I will also have to pull one of the books from the bookshelf jar, which contains all the books that I own and haven't yet read. Which is a bit of a lie because I haven't updated the jar this year yet, and I have definitely purchased more books. Not that many, to be honest, but still some, and they're not present here, which is not a great thing because I really want to get to these. Oh well. And once I reach the end of the map, I get to pick one book as a reward for all of my efforts without a prompt. And that's pretty much it. If you like The Lord of the Reeds and you wish to play it for yourself, I have provided both printable and digital version, both of which you can find in the video description. Enjoy! And before we proceed to the actual game, there's one more step left, and that is to look at the prompt cards that I got last time and see whether I get to add them to my collection or not. So last month I only got 2 prompt cards, the first of which was The Voice of Saruman, which is a part of the Wizards and Magic collection, and its prompt is, you are compelled to read a book picked by someone else. For this one I chose The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana, and unfortunately while I started reading it, I wasn't able to finish it on time. And the second prompt card I got was Battle of the Pelennor Fields, which is a part of the Battles collection, and its prompt is, read a book with an apocalyptic/dystopian setting. For this one I chose Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler, and I'm very happy to say that I was able to finish it. And so at the end, out of the 2 prompt cards, one gets added to my collection and the other one goes back into the deck. Now, enough yapping, let's get to the game and to the character selection. And we have a 6. Which means that my companion for the day is gonna be Gimli with his special skill Digging Deep, which gives me 1 extra point for every book owned for more than a year that I select. And of course the point is only awarded if I actually finish the book, not DNF it. Alright, that incentivizes me to read books that I've owned for a longer time, which kind of conflicts with what I was trying to do today, but we'll figure it out as we go. Well, Gimli definitely wasn't the companion I was hoping for today, but we get what we are given, and he goes on the board as my avatar. Now, let's get to roll number 1. And we have a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll do the prompt cards. Alright, that was a decent start, and I'm really happy that we landed on the prompt cards, and I really hope I get a good one. Let's see. Arwen, read a book with a star on the cover or in the title. I'm not sure how I feel about this, to be honest with you, because it's specific enough for me to not have a lot of choice. But oh well, I'm gonna go look for a book. Alright, so unfortunately I was not lucky, and none of the books that I already have to put on the TBR have stars on their covers or in their titles, and I checked even the alternative covers kinda to cheat. Apparently impossible. Either way, I was able to find a book that has a star on its cover and I'm very excited to read, and that is Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. This is an adult sci-fantasy satire and the whatever book in the Discworld series. It's also part of the Death arc, if I'm not mistaken. I really hope I'm not embarrassing myself right now. But as you can see, there is a star on the cover over here. I actually have the Bulgarian version as well, and it also has stars on its cover. There you go. I like both versions. This one, the Bulgarian one, was a gift by a couple of friends that I very much like, and I would love to read their gift. However, I'd also like to enjoy Terry Pratchett's prose in its original form, so we'll see how we go about it. But either way, this is going to be book number 1 for November. Well, I hope you enjoyed this terrible audio with my lapel mic being attached to something else other than myself. But either way, book 1 has been selected and I'm really happy for it, even though it was not a part of the list of books that I wanted to sneak onto the TBR. However, I will still probably have ample opportunity to do so, so I'm not too worried yet. Let's get to roll number 2. A 12. I really hope this is good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we landed on the prom cards yet again. Alright, that was a good roll. I got a little bit of a heart palpitation when I saw where we're going, but I'm glad that we didn't land on the dead marshes. So let's see what prompt number 2 is going to be. I Am No Man. Read a book by a female author. This is great. I already know which book I'm going to select. My channel members probably already know too. Alright, so the second book that I'm gonna choose for November is going to be a classic, a very well-known classic that I surprisingly haven't yet read. I mean, it's not that surprising, I haven't read all the books, obviously. The book is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This is a very well-known classic, considered by some to be one of the greatest love stories of all time, and by a lot of the other people considered to be the total opposite of it. So I have no opinion as of right now. I haven't watched any of the adaptations. I haven't, as I said, already read the book. So I'm looking forward to making my mind as I go through it. I'm very excited to read this book. This is a buddy read with the members of the channel on Discord, and I'm happy that I was able to sneak it onto the TBR. Unfortunately, I don't yet own the book. My copy is on its way to me, and I'm hoping to get it within the next 3 or 4 days at most and start reading it. All right, so book number 2 for November has been selected as well, and I'm really happy with it so far. 2 books on the TBR, both of them great. I'm really excited. I think I already said that. So let's move on to roll number 3. A 1. Great. I should have known better, you know? 1, and we go all the way back. Alright, so my enthusiasm was dampened quite quickly, though unsurprisingly, of course. Either way, we're still in the beginning of the game, so I'm not too worried. The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, I think. Let me go get it. So, The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty is an adult romantasy, question mark to both of those, that was inspired by Middle Eastern and or Egyptian mythology, and as if you know anything about me, you know that this is definitely not my kind of book. However, I purchased it during my book buying frenzy from a few years back, when if I'd heard the name of a book more than 2 times and I'd see it in a bookstore, I'd buy it. Now, am I happy that I bought this book? Not really, but am I ashamed that I bought it? Also, not really, it's a book, it's not plutonium. To be honest, my taste had not entirely formed at the time because I had not read any romantasy and I didn't know it was not for me. Or more accurately, I had not read nearly enough romantasy to know that it was not for me. That said, I have heard that S.A. Chakraborty is a great writer. I hope that's the case. I will give the book a chance if I have the time, and we'll see. I will try to be as unencumbered by prejudice as possible, though we all know that's impossible. Either way, book number 3 for November. Alright, so this was altogether a disappointing roll, so let's move on from it on to roll number 4. A 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll do the TBR jar. So, I am generally very happy whenever I land on the TBR jar because those are books recommended by you and they usually entail a very interesting read. However, this being a month where I already have books to read, this makes it a little more complicated. Regardless, I am hoping that this is going to be a good book. The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell. This was recommended by Heidi. Oh, thank you so much, Heidi. Heidi is one of the members of the channel and one of the people with the most complete and well argumentated, I think it's argumentated, opinions out there. And I've been looking forward to reading this book so much. Let me go get it. So, The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell is an adult historical fiction / fantasy based on the Arthurian legend, and I've been wanting to read it for so many years. I've owned it for a few years, and I'm really excited that I finally get to it. I've been eyeing it for the past few months as the winter was approaching, and I was looking forward to getting into it. I've loved the legend of King Arthur for many years, and I've heard that this book is fantastic. It's also the first book in the Warlord Chronicles, I believe. I've heard amazing things about the book from people whose opinions I respect, and I'm looking forward to figuring out whether I like it as much as they do. Thank you once again, Heidi, for putting it in the TBR jar. I really appreciate it. So we have 4 books on the TBR, and the last one was kind of great, or at least I'm hoping it will be. Now let's get to roll number 5. A 9. Or is it a... No, it's a 6. Alright. Frankly, I would have preferred 9, but I think 6 is still okay, kind of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Barely okay, but okay. And we'll do the prompt cards. I am so happy we managed to move past that accursed Dead Marshes tile, and I'm really excited to see what the next prompt is going to be. Ring of Barahir, read a book recommended by a favorite author. This is the second time I get this prompt this year, and the first time I don't think I read the book. It was recommended by Joe Abercrombie and I wasn't in the mood for it, and I don't think I'll select the same one again. I'm gonna have to think about it, but can we do something creative with this? Give me a second. Alright, this actually turned out to be a very good prompt. To begin with, I decided to go as my favorite author with George R.R. Martin, and I made this decision because I reread the first 2 books from A Song of Ice and Fire series just recently, and I remembered, not that I'd forgotten, but it became even more fresh in my mind what a great author he is. So I go on the internet to see what he has recommended as books / authors, and I discovered that he has recommended highly an author that was recommended to me just 2 days ago by another person in a way that made it very appealing to me. So I was researching this author's books yesterday and I ordered 2 of them. This author is Clark Ashton Smith, and the book I'm gonna read by him is Averoigne Chronicles. This is an adult fantasy horror that is set in an alternative medieval France, and I believe the book is a bind-up of the first few stories in this particular series. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm really excited to get to it. Frankly, I can't believe my luck that I'm actually able to put it on the TBR. So, yay! Alright, 5 books have been selected, and I'm baffled by the good luck I'm having with the books that I'm getting, not necessarily anything else. Still, this is a great opportunity to get to books I am really excited about, if I have the time. So, let's continue on to roll number 6. a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And guess what? We'll do the prompt cards yet again. Alright, I am really hoping for a prompt that won't be too specific so that I can exercise some choice as to what to pick. But we'll see. Ivanova, read a book that has a fruit or vegetable on the cover. All right, let me think about it. All right, I didn't think too long about this because honestly, who cares? I did a bit of research on the internet for books that have fruit on their cover because I didn't want to look through my bookshelves. The first one that came up was Twilight, obviously, but the third one that came up is actually a book that I wanted to reread. I reread the other 3 books from the series just recently, and I think I'm just gonna go for it. The book is Winter by Marissa Meyer. It is a young adult sci fantasy and the 4th book in the Lunar Chronicles series that is a series of fairy tale retellings in a sci fantasy setting. I have really enjoyed this series through the years. I have recommended it to numerous women of varying ages, and all of them have enjoyed it immensely, and I'm looking forward to rereading this book yet again. Back in the day, the first time I read the series, this one was my least favorite book from the series. The second time I read it, I actually loved it way more, and I believe that this time it might actually take the lead as my favorite book, because as we grow and age and experience things, we tend to look at stories in a different way as well and take different things from them. So I am excited to read this one. It's an easy, relaxing read, even though a lot of things happen in it, a lot of bad things as well, a lot of sacrifices are being made. It is ultimately a fairy tale with an interesting ending. I won't say much more about it. And the fruit on the cover is an apple because the book is a retelling of Snow White. And so that was book number 6 on my TBR for November. Now, this book is large. I think it's around 800 pages if I'm not mistaken, which for a YA fantasy is a bit much, but I think every page in the book is deserved. Regardless, this makes for a very hefty TBR already, so I'm hoping we'll be able to get out of this map expeditiously, because there ain't no way I'll be able to read all of this as is, much less larger TBR. So let's get to roll number 7. A 5. Oh, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go back yet again. When will I learn to keep my big mouth shut? Oh well. Let's see. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, this is a book I've already read multiple times, but I don't mind rereading it, actually, so why not? So, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling is the 3rd book in the Harry Potter series, which obviously needs no introduction. I love this book. It's probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite from the series, and I'm looking forward to getting through it yet again and just diving in this favorite comfort world, if I have the time. So, we have 7 books on the TBR, and we are still nowhere near finishing this godforsaken map. You know, this is probably just payback for the great luck I had last month, and now the bad luck is compounding to I don't know what end, but I'm hoping it's not gonna be too bad, because it's already impossible for me to finish all of these books. I know I don't have to, and I won't even attempt it, but still, I prefer if the TBR is a little smaller. Anyway, let's not prolong this suffering unnecessarily and get to roll number 8. Okay, so we have a 12, but is this a good thing? Okay, playing with my emotions. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like I've been here before somehow. Wrong cards. Alright, we moved quite far into the map, quite satisfyingly. However, I am getting this terrible sense of deja vu for some reason. But okay, let's see what prompt number 8 is going to be. The Last Alliance of Elves and Men. Read a buddy read book. Yay. Oh my god. This prompt couldn't have come at a better time. Give me a second. Well, I don't know why I needed a second, because I don't yet own the book that I decided to choose, and that book is Crystal Shard by R.A. Salvatore, which is the I don't know which book in the Legend of Drizzt series, which is a staple in the fantasy genre, or at least as far as I know, and I haven't yet read it, and we wanted to read it with a few people on the Discord, and this is one of the books that I wanted to sneak onto the TBR, and I'm so happy that I was able to do it, because I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm expecting the book to arrive at some point during November, so this is all very, very exciting. I've been wanting to get to this one for many years, I think since 2018 maybe, and I don't know why I waited so long, but I'm happy that I get to read it with the lovely people that I'm gonna do it with. Did this sentence make sense? I don't know, it's been a long day, okay? Alright, so we got to 8 books, and whilst I'm very happy for the majority of them, it's a lot, and let's get out of this map already, okay? It's been long enough. Let's get to roll number 9. A 3. For a second there I thought we're getting out of the map with the 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do prompt cards one last time before we get out, just to be sure. You see, there is no full happiness. However, I'm satisfied because it could have objectively been way worse than what I just got. Alright, let's see what prompt number 9 is going to be. Bilbo's birthday party. Read a book published in your year/month of birth. Alright, that's not too bad. I'm just gonna have to do a bit of a research. Alright, so after researching for a bit, I think I'm gonna go with a book published in my year of birth, because every time I look for books published in March, I get a whole bunch of romance for some reason, and I'm not reading that. So, we're gonna go with a book published in 1987. Yes, I was born in 1987. There are actually living people born in that year. But there were some very good books published in 1987, for example, Misery by Stephen King, highly recommend. Mort by Terry Pratchett, also a great book. Swan Song by Robert McCammon, also highly recommend. Those are some of the books that were published in 1987, but because I've already read all 3 of them, I decided to go with a book by an author that I actually very much like, and I'm surprised that I haven't gotten to this book yet. The book is Sphere by Michael Crichton. This is an adult, standalone, sci-fi horror, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe I've watched the movie adaptation back in the day, but I don't remember anything from it, basically. So I'm very much looking forward to rediscovering this story. I think what I can remember was a spaceship that was being investigated by some scientists, and then some weird stuff happened. So that sounds really, really good, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna get to enjoy it as much as some of Michael Crichton's other works. Right, so we have 9 books on the TBR and 1 more roll. And even though it doesn't matter what I'm gonna get, I'm still gonna do it for the sake of the ritual. So let's get to roll number 10. Seven. All right. There you go, 7, and we're out. Yay! Alright, we are finally out of the map, and I am really happy about it because I am frankly exhausted. And to reward myself for this terrible ordeal I had to go through, I decided to go with The Brothel in Rosenstrasse by Michael Moorcock. This is probably a collection of short stories. Frankly, I know 0 things about it and close to nothing about the author himself, beyond the fact that he comes highly recommended by the person who gifted me this book. So I'm very much looking forward to discovering what's so special about it. And so at the end, my TBR for November is going to include Hogfather by Terry Pratchett, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, The City of Brass by Shannon Chakraborty, The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell, The Aberroin Chronicles by Clark Ashton Smith, Winter by Marissa Meyer, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling, Crystal Shard by Ari Salvatore, Sphere by Michael Crichton, and The Rosalind Rosenstrasse and Other Stories by Michael Moorcock. And that, my friends, concludes my TBR for November. As you can see, I have plenty a book to choose from. The good news is that I'm very excited about the vast majority of these books. The bad news is that I won't be able to get to all of them, and I kind of want to. Either way, some very good books are going to be read. I am basically 100% sure about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please let me know what you're reading in November and what's the book that you're most excited about. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to see some of my reading wrap-ups and book reviews, check out this playlist. Bye!